Hello and welcome to lesson 20 of Open Server. In the last lesson, we looked at validation alternatives to perform on a save. In this lesson, we are going to look at validate on remove. The validations we have seen until now are processed when the entity is modified, but sometimes it's useful or it's required to process the validation before the removal of the entity and to use the validation to cancel the entity removal. We're going to modify the application to reject the removal of an order if it has an invoice associated. To achieve this we're gonna note in the order entity with @removeValidator, just as we're gonna see right now. So here in our class order, we're gonna write the following code: remove validator, and we're gonna put this package com.yourcompany.invoicing.validators, and there we're gonna create a class when we finish writing the code. Dot your company dot invoicing dot validators dot, and this is the name of the class, which is going to be order remove validator, and then point class to indicate that it's a class. So here we save, and now we're gonna see how to create the class. So to do this, we're gonna click on invoicing, SRC, and we're gonna click on com.yourcompany.invoicing.validators, and we're gonna click on new class, and we're going to call it order remove validator. We click on finish, and now before removing an order, the logic in order remove validator is executed, and if the validation fails, the order is not removed. So to make this validation work, we're going to write the following code in order remove validator. The validation logic is in the validate method. Before calling the entity to be validated, it is injected using setEntity. If messages are added to the errors object, the validation will fail and the entity will not be removed. And now we're going to add the error message in invoicing, I-18 invoicing messages and properties file, and you will see that just now. So to do this, we go to invoicing, we go to I-18N, and here we go to invoicing dash messages underscore n dot properties. We double click to open, and here we have to add the following line. So I have to add cannot delete order with invoice is equal to an order with an invoice can not be delivered. Sorry, not delivered, deleted. So we save, and now we're going to run our application to see how the validation runs out. So to do this, we're gonna click on the run button, and here we enter our application. And now we're gonna try to remove an order with an associated invoice, and we should get the error messages, and then the removal will be rejected. So to do this, we're gonna go to an order. We're gonna go to the menu. We're gonna click on orders. We're gonna choose to edit an order. We're gonna see that it has an invoice. So we're gonna try to delete the order, and the errors are the validation errors are gonna take place. Therefore, we can say that the validation is taking place. And you can see that using an add remove validator is not difficult but verbose. You have to write a full new class to add a simple if. Now we're going to examine a briefer alternative. We're going to try another, maybe even simpler way to do this removal validation, just by moving the validation logic from the validator class to the order entity itself. In this case, in a add pre-remove method. First, we're going to remove the order remove validator from the project, and we're also going to remove the add remove validation annotation from the order entity, just as you're going to see right now. So to do this, first we have to remove this class from your project, the order remove validator class. So we're going to go to invoicing, SRC, the validators package, and we're gonna click on the right button, delete, okay, and here on the order class, we're going to remove the following line above order. So we remove it, we save, and done. And now we have just removed the validation. Now we're going to add the functionality again, but now we're going to add it inside the order class itself. First, we're going to add the validate or remove method in our order class, just as you're going to see right now. So here at the bottom of order, we're going to add the following code. This validation will be processed before the removal of an order. If it fails, a validation exception is thrown. You can throw any runtime exception in order to abort the removal. We have done the validation in a single method inside the entity. So now we're going to try out the validation, and we should have the same result as in the previous validation. So we're going to run our program. So now we're going to sign in our application, and now we're going to go to the menu. We're going to click on orders, and for example, we're going to look if this order has an invoice associated to it, and as we can see, it does have one. So we're going to try to delete the order, and as you see, the same the same errors are executed. Therefore, we can say that the validation is actually working. You have learned several ways to do validations in your model class. Which of them is the best one? Well, all of them are valid options. It depends on your circumstances and personal preferences. If you have a validation that is non-trivial and reusable across your application, then to use @entity validator and @remove validator is a good option. On the other hand, if you want to use your model class from outside OpenSaba and without GPA, then use a validation in setters is better. In our example, we'll use the @assertTrue for the delivered to be in invoice validator and @preremove for the removal validator because this is the simplest procedure. In this lesson, you have learned several ways to do validation in an OpenSaba application. In the next lesson, you're going to learn how to create your own custom beam validation. This can actually be very useful. See you in the next occasion. Bye!